Vito Marcantonio was undeniably America's most electorally successful radical politician of the last century. Living his entire life in East Harlem, he built a coalition joining the Italian-American, Puerto Rican, and African-American communities. From 1934 to 1950, he won 7 electoral terms. Initially running as a maverick Republican, in 1938 he declared himself a member of the American Labor Party. Marc became one of the most active and effective members of the U.S. House of Representatives. He defended Italian Americans against discrimination. He was the floor leader for major civil rights legislation, submitted 5 bills for Puerto Rico's independence, led the fight against the Cold War, championed the rights of the foreign-born, and rallied to prevent the passage of the anti-labor Taft-Hartley Act. During his last term, he cast the sole dissenting votes against both the Korean War and the contempt citations handed down by the House Committee on Un-American Activities. At the age of 51, Marcantonio fell dead of a massive heart attack, just steps from New York City Hall. Marc traveled with a crucifix in his pocket, was known among his constituents as our Marc and the bread of the poor, yet Cardinal Spellman denied him a Catholic burial. Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois and Marcantonio's mentor, Dr. Leonard Cavello, served as honorary pallbearers. Paul Robeson issued a statement eulogizing Marc. Following a funeral procession through East Harlem that saw thousands lining the streets to bid him farewell, Marcantonio was laid to rest near the grave of his other mentor, Fiorello LaGuardia, in New York's non-denominational historical Woodlawn Cemetery in the Northwest Bronx. 59 years later, members of the Vito Marcantonio Forum paid tribute to this political leader by visiting his gravesite to honor his fights for justice. Dedicated to creating awareness about his life and accomplishments, the Vito Marcantonio Forum is encouraging even more people to visit his resting place this year on August 9, 2014, when the group commemorates the 60th anniversary of his death. Marcantonio is a model for politicians who face many of the same issues today.